Well, guess what? It's another Saturday, and we're back once again, right here on JJ's PC Builds. You notice JJ with you once again? I said that twice. I know. But before we get started, don't forget to get your drinks and your snacks and get yourself all set and snuggled in with your blankie and everything else. So that way you feel better about it and you want to join in and you want to be here and enjoy the 2 hour live stream. So this snack here is popcorn, popcorn. So we got popcorn all set and ready. Get the drink. And we're ready to go. Hello, Machine. Good to see you. MTBK, good to see you. Welcome back. This might be the future of computer components. The distributors are assholes. Oops, I didn't mean that. I meant buttheads. Testing the market, and the market says they will pay more, but the consumer doesn't care because they just want the product. And this will not stop, I am afraid. Well, is that like Naked and Afraid? You ever seen that TV show, Naked and Afraid, where they throw you out in the wilderness and you ain't got no clothes on and you got to survive, what, or a week or two? That basically makes you think it's like the PC. They throw you out naked in the wild and expect you to deal with the pricing, and it sucks. This has been going on for many years, Machine. This is to where the companies are throwing their hat in the ring again and seeing where it lands so that way they know how to price everything else. But they don't realize is they're fucking themselves. Oop, I meant messing themselves. So, because there's nobody in the United States, well, except for the 1%ers, that are going to pay the price they want. And you got 99% of the people in the United States and all over the world, the 99%. I'm just going to put everybody in the world as a whole. And in general, 99% are not going to pay this kind of price for the graphics cards. They're not. Because they don't have that kind of money. And money's tight with everybody right now, except for the 1%ers. You might have 100,000 or 120,000 1%ers that can afford to buy these graphics cards. And if you look at AMD and NVIDIA, Intel, and you look at their total people that are buying these cards, most of these guys got money. It's just the majority don't have the money because of the economy, the way everything's going right now. It's really tough. I'm in the same boat. You think these companies are sending me free stuff? Hell no. You think they care about my channel? They don't. If they did, they would have sent me an email, which is very simple to get to. It's on my main page. Send me an email. Talk to me. I mean, if they want me to advertise for them, but they don't. So over my 600 plus subscribers, and I do appreciate every one of you guys, every one of you. I appreciate every one of my subscribers that are here helping make my channel better. Even though that y'all don't talk to me, but some do, that still you're here with me. We're going through the rough of PC building. Simple. Nope, I'm not naked. Oh, I had to say it, bro. I had to say it. I am still not used to your AI voice. MTBK, how did you notice that my voice has changed? How did you notice my voice change? Well, let's see. Since you brought it up, since you brought it up, I'm going to show you what I've been cooking. And it's simple. It's very simple. I'm going to take you guys to the action screen and show you. This is it right here. Studio voice. This is it. This is part of NVIDIA broadcast. This is the new studio voice. It says enhances the quality of your mic to simulate a high-end recording studio. Requires a high-end GPU, not recommended to use with games or GPU-intensive apps. Because right down here, down at the bottom, this is GPU utilization. This is telling me how much of the GPU it's using. So it's using about 50% of the GPU while I'm doing a live stream. So you were wondering what was making me sound like that was the studio voice, and it took everything out of the background. Everything. Right here. It's a beta version. Look, if you want, I'll go back to my original voice. Then I have to shut the stream off and then reset it, shut my computer down, restart it. But if you guys don't want me to use it anymore, just let me know. I'll stop using it. I mean, I thought you guys wanted me to sound crisp, clear, and, I thought you guys would enjoy me sounding a little bit better. Yeah, it's free. I didn't pay nothing for this. NVIDIA hooked it up. So I'll put that off to the side there since you all noticed it. But like I said, does it sound clean? I mean, that's the whole idea of this is to sound clean. To where I don't sound as raspy as I used to. I can hear the words, oh, my bad. Well, then I'll make sure I don't say it, bro. I'll make sure I don't say that word. As if you're hearing it clear, then, yeah. I want you to sound like Gandalf the Wizard. Well, I could do that too. Do remember, I do have a voice changing device into this system, so I can change my voice the way it sounds. I do have a voice changer, but I don't use it. You shall not pass. Okay, you guys ready for me to get on with this getting on? Are you guys really stoked up for this get on with what's going on? I just want to know something. You guys can leave your opinion in the chat. How screwed up does this seem to where you hear that these retailers are only taking 200 of each graphics card that's MSRP and allowing it to be sold. And then after that, they said, no more. You're not going to get MSRP anymore. It's done. So wherever you can get MSRP, and the only place you can get it probably right now is Micro Center. Micro Center. Yeah. It's the only place you probably get MSRP right now. While it lasts, because I know Micro Center is not going to keep it at MSRP for too long. You might get a couple days out of it, but not too long. So that would be a good meme with JJ holding back the back The scalpers. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll think about it and I'll try to see if I can create something like that. We'll see. If I do, I'll take and I'll post it in Discord. And that does remind me about Discord that I have not been doing with all you guys. Okay. And what I should have been doing with you guys is every time I do a live stream, what I should have been doing is I should have been posting for the people that wanted to become a Discord member. I should have been doing it, and I haven't been thinking about it, and I do apologize, everybody. I should have been posting my Discord link right there, and I just posted it for you all. So, and I do apologize, I haven't been posting it, so I should be posting it. And if I don't post it and you guys want to become a Discord member, all you have to do is leave me a message on a video, because I read it. I read them each day. I read them each day, guys. If I don't read it from my computer, I read it from my telephone. I can read it from either or. So I see your messages every day. And if I don't respond right away, and I said when I first started this channel, if I don't respond right away, I will within 72 hours. So just to let you know that. Just so we're clear on up to date about everything, I do respond within 72 hours. So, this voice mod allows a strong language. Yeah, I know. And now that I know, you guys are telling me this. Yeah, now I know. I don't mind you turn it off. Well, the thing is, I can't turn it off right now until after the live stream, because I have to restart my computer in order to turn it off. I don't make the beta program. So the machine says, my friend is very pissed off. Well, you know, I agree with you. I do agree with you 100%, man. I do agree with you. I mean, I would be pissed off too. Knowing that, you know, it's insane. But it's insane, guys. All right, let's just go ahead and just get right to it, so I don't lose any more people on the live stream and they all click off because I'm talking nonsense and everything else. Let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, since we're into it right now, right here, zero positive. This is what I'm going to show you guys. If you see zero positive, you know that's going to be a bad deal. New in hand, shipped today. Even though that they got 100% positive with 332 sales, this is what throws me off. Delivery. If they're charging you for delivery, that is just totally wrong. And plus it's a 90/70. Why am I going to pay? Yeah, we forgot about that. And you guys forgot to remind me about the calculator. You guys forgot to remind me about the calculator. Let's see. Let's do some math on this. This is the 90/70 OC. So let's do 779 and let's add $18 shipping. So that's almost $800, right? So we minus 549. You paid $248. $248 more than what the product's worth. That $248 could have bought you some better RAM, a better motherboard, a better SSD. It could have even bought you a better case, a better power supply. You know, you have your options. So why am I going to give $248 to somebody that doesn't care? This is scalping. Anything that's $50 or more over MSRP is scalping, regardless if it's on Amazon, Newegg, or whatever. This is ripping off the public, the gaming community, and they don't care. So I told him not to pay over MSRP. Hello, pseudoscientist. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome back to the channel once again. Anything over $50, I'll even stretch it to $80 over MSRP. Anything beyond that, it's not worth it. Why are you guys going to take and, stretch your pocketbook? Why are you guys going to stretch your pocketbook just to get a graphics card? Does your graphics card not work or something? Or basically you can't play games anymore? Or I can understand if you can't play games anymore. Okay. If your graphics card will not play any AAA games anymore, it just won't work with AAA games. I can understand the upgrade. But if you can still play AAA games and you're kind of sore because you're not getting enough FPS, then turn down your settings and you'll get more FPS. Or basically do yourself a favor and go 1080p and have a, 165 hertz monitor. Use common sense. Why spend all that money when you don't have to? What? Oh, because of the performance. Oh, this reviewer got did the benchmarks and he got some awesome performance and everything else. And this is what I want. You guys think because you're getting a 4080 Super and a 7800 XT. That's what you think you're doing. You're getting a 4080 Super and a 7800 XT. That's all you're getting. 7800 XT that's souped up because they raised the power level. Because if you look at the 7800 XT, 263 watts compared to this new card is how many watts? Like 340. And if you look at the memory speed, it's almost equal to the 7800 XT. Are you kidding me? Did they upgrade the memory speed on this for the VRAM? Guys. The only thing that's pushing it is software and basically throwing more wattage at the card. Basically, the way I feel that they're only doing is that's what they're doing with this card. And looking at the PCB schematics, they have all the power bottlenecked into one line, one hot and one ground, going directly into the to the processor, the GPU processor. So basically, they got the power bottlenecked from 3 different connectors into one, right at the beginning. So you think that it's getting more power? Yeah, it's going to stress it out. Over time, it's going to heat that trace up, and guess what? It's going to go pop. And then you're going to say, oh my God, what the hell did I do? And this and that. And you start blaming yourself. When it turned around that the PCB was never constructed, have 6 lanes of positive power going to the main GPU die. That's what NVIDIA tried to do on some of the graphics cards where they got 75 watts of power coming in through the PCIe X16 connector, and then the rest of it they got going towards. But the problem with the 4080, 4090 is this, that they cut that 75 watts off and shoved it all through the connector. That's why it's catching fire. So we already know this. So scalpers are paid for taking away hardware from gamers. My definition. MTBK, I agree. I agree. But here's the kicker. What if these companies are paying scalpers to do this? To do this intentionally? What if they're paying them intentionally to go on these retailer sites, buy them up really quick, and then resell them on eBay, and they cut them a percentage? Who's saying they don't? They're not doing this. We know MSI sells on eBay. We know Asus sells on eBay. We know Gigabyte sells on eBay. I don't know about ASRock. I'll have to check into that and let y'all know. But what if they do? There are some AMD retailers that sell on eBay. So what if they were double dipping? Basically, to make it look like there's a scalper in there, that these retailers are scalping their own products and turn around selling it for 2 to 3 times the amount. I already heard reports of Amazon turning around copying sellers' products and turning around and doing a resale and cutting out the seller from the profits. So basically, they copy the product, they do it like a clone of the product, and they turn around and they go out and sell it. Another seller has already said this on YouTube. So you never know what's up their sleeve. What if this has been working in the background with the mastermind of these retailers to where they're scooping up their own product and then going and selling it for 3 times, 4 times the amount on eBay and getting away with it? We don't know. But I will find out sooner or later. It will come out sooner or later. And if it does, then you all will know right now that I am right. So if manufacturers collaborate with retailers and the secondary market to increase prices, my paranoia starts kicking in. I had the impression the companies are not amused either. Well, my impression is this. If they're not making money off the product that they're selling from these major manufacturers, let's say AMD's only giving them a $50 window or $100. Well, okay, this is how much they're actually making from AMD's graphics cards. And this is common sense, if AMD gives them a $100 rebate on each graphics card they sell for 200 graphics cards, right? Do the math, $100 from their purchase price. So you take the actual $599, take $100 off of that, and it's $499. And then after that, add in shipping, right? So you're adding in another $40. Let's just say another $40. So that moves it down to $60 that they make. And that's it. By the time they get done paying their employees, electricity, water, and everything, their profit margin is only down to $18. So these retailers only making $18 per card at MSRP. Now you see why they're kind of fidgety and want to overprice their cards. They want to overprice these. Is because they want to make money. They have to pay their employees. They have to make a profit. They're not making a profit off a graphics card, guys. So by turning their heads to the scalping for years. Yep, they do. Only gamers are hurt. Yeah. Gamers, the whole community, consumers, all in the same boat. They all get hurt because of this vicious little game that they're playing. And you guys only see the outside of the game. But what's inside the game, you don't see what's inside the game. I had to go through this when I was buying products for restaurants, and I had to see what the game was about. For years, I had to go through the game. It's no different than when you're selling a graphics card compared to buying a shrimp. You're still playing the same game. It's the same freaking game. And these retailers been playing it for years. And now they got an advantage. Let's say a couple of their employees that they take part of their warehouse or whatever, and they turn around and say, okay, we're going to use that just for eBay goods. And we're going to jack the price out of it. And then we're going to take the rest of them off of our main site where everybody buys them and force everybody to go to eBay. Sorry, guys. It just keeps reminding me of the dumpster. Because that's what it comes down to, the dumpster. They're selling brand new products on a used product market. Brand new on a used product market. You know what you guys actually suffer? It's not so much you're paying the price. You're losing out on the warranty. The only warranty you get is a 2-year warranty from the factory. You're losing that 3-year warranty window from the retailers. So if the product goes bad, guess what happens? The factory, you take and send it for an RMA. The factory says, well, you're at fault, and they send it back to you. Guess what? You can't get your warranty anymore. That's it. Once they take the codes and they register the codes as a no warranty return, you're stuck with a brick. Not unlike you getting a warranty from like Amazon or Newegg, because in their warranty, they have to replace it. Under their manufacturer warranty, they have to replace it. And if they fight you on it, then you can fight back. You have rights. But with the manufacturers being overseas, that 2-year warranty don't mean crap. Doesn't mean nothing. The real warranty that you want to fight for is the retailer warranty. Because manufacturer warranty ain't crap. They're not going to give you crap. And if you do get it back, it'll be a refurbished, broken, worse than yours was. So basically, they'll find whatever problem's wrong with yours and resell it and then give you the crap. Many of them do it. It's not worth it, guys. So when you go to e-waste, eBay, think about all that before you go to decide to buy. The only thing you're going to get is a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's it. You ain't getting too much, because whoever holds the pink slip to the graphics card, whoever bought the graphics card, holds the pink slip to the warranty. Without having those numbers on those pink slips, guess what? The factory says, you don't have the receipt. We don't have to warranty it. So you're screwed. Keep buying from eBay and see what happens. So. Yeah, the gamers fall back into integrated graphics. Yeah, pretty much. Creating another reason to not buy games that don't run on cheaper systems. Well, people can afford what they can afford, and that's what they roll on. Some people, You got what, 20% still running on Dell systems that got an Intel Gen 4 processor? Yeah. But they sit there and, if you get the right one that's non-proprietary, that comes with the regular, power supply and the regular motherboard and everything else from Dell. They do sell them because I got one of them. You can take and turn around and upgrade it. You can put in a 7800 XT if you wanted to. I wouldn't pay $550 now. It went from $529 to $550 in 2 days. So it's not good. It's not good for the gamers. But you could run a 7800 XT off of a Gen 4 processor. And if the motherboard's the right motherboard, you could probably run 32 gigs of DDR4 and get away with it and run an SSD. That'll run pretty fast. It'll be good for, not high-end AAA games, but low-end, yeah, maybe. Want to watch Vex visiting Micro Center to get some GPUs here in the live stream. Pretty nice, yeah. Hello, Gert. Good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. I'm doing great. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully it's going good and you're having a good time and a good day and everything is keeping you smiling, and that's the good thing. So, but we do thank you and we do welcome you here, and hopefully we can get past this little dilemma. And now, let me remember something. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to pull up something. I forgot what I put on the video header. And we're supposed to be talking about it. You guys pulled me away from it. What'd you do? Why? Let's see. Live 37. Okay. The bait and switch. That's what it was about. My bad. So it comes down to, this is the bait and switch, guys. This is the bait and switch, to where they take 200 graphics card, 200 of each graphics card that's MSRP. They sell them out and tell everybody, guess what? We're done. We have no more MSRP graphics cards. This is what happened to Machine, one of the loyal subscribers of the channel, and we do thank you for that. His friend wanted to get a 9070 XT at MSRP. Amazon, Newegg, and all those other sites weren't even sold out. Some of them never even clipped anything out there. The only thing they clipped out there was graphics cards over $600. Like almost $700. Or they were putting them in pre-built systems. They were taking some of their older pre-built systems and they were pulling the older graphics cards out and putting in the new graphics cards and gave you guys the finger. I caught that. When you guys remember, I do graphics card nightmares each week. So every week I'm seeing pre-built, I'm seeing graphics cards, I'm seeing the whole 900 yards. Every week I see everything. And that's exactly the bait and switch they're doing. And jacking up the prices 3 times the worth. So they're taking a $500 computer, sticking a $500 graphics card in there. and put $2,000 on there. Some of them put $3,000 on there. I even caught one with a B450 motherboard. PCIe Gen 3 X16. I was like, and they were selling that for $2,000. They were even selling an 8000 series integrated graphics processor, and 8500 or something like that, 8500G. With the crappy motherboard, 16 gigs of RAM, almost $1,000. Are you shitting me? Really? I don't know, guys. It's just, this has just become very, very sketchy. Hello, DV. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Welcome back once again. So, yes, and if I didn't say hi to you, hi to everybody that came into the room. You know, I say the room because it is the room. Simple as that. But hello to everybody that didn't say hi, but wants to say hi, but just say hi because it's free to say hi. It doesn't cost you a thing to chat away in the chat room on this video. I'm not like the rest of them to where they charge you an arm and a leg just for you to put one sentence in there. Yeah. That's not how it works with me. So, because I'm not like that. I'm not greedy. I enjoy everybody that comes out to the channel and sits with me on a Saturday, noontime, and has good powwow about some of these companies screwing up. For real. How they're ripping off the consumers, but nobody says nothing. Is because all they're getting is a payday. That's the reason why they're not saying anything. They get paid for what they do. And then they go out there and tell the consumer, oh, we don't get paid that much. We just get free hardware. And then they make their money off of YouTube. Lie after lie. As we all know, it takes 1 million subscribers to make $300 off of YouTube. Yeah, it takes 1 million views to make $300 off of YouTube. Because after they get their cut and you pay the taxes and everything else, that's what it comes down to. So, do you think they actually pay for the advertisement? See, if you got affiliate links or you got your own store or stuff like that, yeah, you'll make your money. I guess I'm not like them because, I bought all my products I bought. They're bought and paid for by me. But except for 1 or 2 subscribers that threw in a couple games to the channel, not to me. It goes right to the channel when I go testing and everything else. And Machine, thank you very much for that. And Dakota, thank you as well. No problem. I just saved money for 2 decades. And until then, I have an idea what I want to buy. Cool deal. All I miss out on is the challenge to make another no dollar wasted PC. Yeah. I have 4 to 5 PCs here. They're older PCs. But you guys seen many of the older PC building videos, and that's not what you want to see. You guys want to see something better. And like I said, I am working towards getting new product. And I know I've been saying it for quite a while, but what keeps me behind is the bills. So I have to pay the bills first. And if I don't pay the bills, then guess what? I can't do live streaming. I can't do videos, like graphics card nightmares. I can't put it out because guess what? I have no internet. So I have to pay the bills first before I can buy PC parts. Everybody's in that same boat. You all are in that same boat. So let's go ahead and just get back to it on the action screen. Okay, now that we've seen everything here that we need to see, and believe it or not, some of the prices are coming down. $60, $800 card, $60. So you're going to spend $860. And they only sold 26. Wow. Scalper, 26. Scalper. Let's go back up. 391 for $1,000. So let's just say 1,049 times 391. So you're telling me they made $410,000? I could be wrong about this, guys. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that's how many they sold. How many they sold and made this. Almost $500,000. If they sold this many and made this much, that's almost $500,000. Scalper season. That's more than if you make $500,000, that's more than scalper season. That's right there. That should trigger the FTC. That should trigger something in the government. Are they paying the taxes on this? I bet you any money they're not paying taxes on this. Wow. I could be wrong, guys. I could be wrong, and that could be a different number, but you got one here that's 189, I mean, 248. You know how many times I've seen this system right here? And they put this on the 50 series, United Kingdom. So, look at this. 4 times. 1,200. 2K. Look at this. 2K. 100%. I've seen that name twice now, maybe 3 times through this whole deal. Look at this. Same person. Guarantee it. $1,200. 2K. Wow. I'd like to see the number on this. So they did 1,200 times 2K is times 2,000. Wow. $2.4 million, guys. All the gamers just keep shoveling that money, that $1,200 right to these dudes. And that's what they're making. Right there. $2.4 million. And eBay's not stopping this crap because they're making a percentage of this. They're making a percentage of that money. Wow. Yeah, I bet you're right, machine. Like I said, they're not paying taxes on this because once they get done doing all their sales and they sell everything off, they kill their email account. So it can't be traced. And then they open up a new email and they start all over again. Instead of eBay doing background checks and stuff like that, they just let you open up an account. As long as you got a wallet they can connect to, they don't care. Simple. Yeah, I know, bro. I know it's depressing. I agree with you. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Let me refresh this page. Let's see, 5070s. Now we're switching over to NVIDIA a little bit. 5070, $1,000. Let's see. Almost $1,000. And they sold probably 385 of them for close to $1,000. 385. 367. 314. 7.9K. Really? So say $910. 910 times 7,900. Too many zeros. The scalpers would love that if there was an extra zero to that. $7,189,000. Right here. Right here. They made $7 million. How the hell did they get almost 8,000 graphics cards? How? How did they get it? And these are the 5070s. Now below that is the 5070 Ti. This is even more depressing. This one right here, they got 341, 158, 372, 11.6K, 5070. Now, how did they get 11,600? Let's do the math. Let's say $900. We times that by 11,600. They made $10 million, guys. $10 million off of the 5070s. $10 million. Now you know why retailers are pissed. These dudes are making over $10 million right here. It's freaking insane. It's freaking insane. I will need a talk with my AI girlfriend after this. Yeah. AI bot. Oh, yeah. Why does this even work? By the assumption that people don't know the MSRP FOMO. Well, they don't know is because every bot that they put out on these market sites are pre-programmed to buy and sell. That's all they're programmed to do, buy and sell. So basically, they got one bank account that somebody opened up under somebody's name, and they don't care who, that the scalper bots go out there and they buy up a bunch of graphics cards within the parameters. So there's no red flags, because there's certain sites that will red flag these bots if they buy more than 5 at a time. So they take one account, they buy up like 5, and then another bot comes in, buys another 5. And it's just a continuous process until there's no more left, until the bot gets a message from the retailers, there's no more left. That's it. So, and they just keep buying them. And this is the outcome. This is why this site right here got 11,600 graphics cards. So the 9070 XT is going to be on the shelf again soon, guys. Hello there, hybrid. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, it's going to be on the shelf, but it's not going to be at MSRP, man. I can tell you that. They've already made that statement, and that's what we're getting to very shortly. The launch was actually decent. Yeah, for some people, but not all. There are some people that couldn't get to Micro Center or some of the other sites, but I can tell you, Amazon, Newegg, and all them, they said they sold out in the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes. And that's a lot of graphics cards to sell through in the first 10 minutes, don't you think? So they use the same bots as the stock market does, probably. NVIDIA doesn't manufacture enough of them. Well, you say they don't manufacture enough of them. Well, let's see. Why do we see this then? If they don't manufacture enough, we shouldn't see these kind of numbers. I could be wrong. They could be having some other stuff that's on there, but still, that's a lot of stuff. I mean, some of these, like 7.9K for a 5070, 4.9K. You can't tell me all that's just one graphics card. And it's not within the purview. This one's 1.5K, and that's a TI. But that's okay. With the 50 series, all the graphics cards that they bought, guess what? They can deal with the ROMs that they're missing. Bet you about half to 3/4 of the ones that the scalpers bought have missing ROMs. So people are not really going to be interested in buying from the scalpers when it comes to NVIDIA. When the fix comes through, where they fix the ROMs and everything else on the 50 series graphics cards, that's when everybody's going to start buying. But if you buy one now, don't get suckered into buying it from eBay. That's for sure. So, oh yeah, this is eBay, bro. This is eBay. This is what's happening on eBay right now. So, so much panic at the start of a new generation, then the prices turn normal. But that's the thing, they're not gonna. This is the reason why. Going forward, we're on video cards. Really quick, we are on video cards. This says Radeon RX 9070 MSRP will go up, and MSRP won't last long. WCCF Tech saying it. Videocards.com saying it. Tech Power Up saying it. There's many other sites that are out there. I can't keep them all in my head. But this says the suggested retail price AMD announced last month, and this is where it's going to kill me, thinking that they gave each retailer $100 rebate on every graphics card that's at MSRP. So that's telling me that they were selling each graphics card for $100 more than MSRP. So if they're selling the 9070, they were selling it at $599, and they were selling or $649, and they were selling the 9070 XT at $699. $700 MSRP. So they changed their mind and gave a rebate on some of these graphics cards up to a certain amount. And then after that, told the retailers go to work. Sell them whatever price, So that's telling me that's close to what the retailers are, what they were buying them for. You can't make this up. There's no way around it. You can't make this up. This is the information that's out there. So, well, denial is always the factor of everybody's style in their life. They're never going to tell the truth. They're always going to lie to you just to make themselves look good. They're never going to tell the truth. I even know this. I've been dealing with business many of years. I can tell when people lie. And from what I'm seeing right now, the only reason they didn't do the launch in January was because they overpriced these graphics cards by $100 MSRP. And then turned around and sold it to the retailers at that MSRP price. And then gave back $100 as a rebate on each graphics card up to a certain amount so they don't lose money. And there was only two types of graphics cards that they had the MSRP on. Two types, the 9070 and the 9070 XT. Whatever brands that the retailers choose, that was up to them. But the ones that, don't have the MSRP sanctions, they can sell for whatever price they want. It's the bait and switch. They put the high price graphics cards out there, and then they put a couple MSRP graphics cards out there. And then once they're sold out, bait and switch. So basically, out of the 2,000 they were supposed to sell to the public, they bait and switch and put only 200 out there to the public. And then after that, they're selling them for twice to three times the amount, scalper prices. So it's all out there. It's on the internet. You can search it and it's right there in your face. AMD cannot cover this up. There's no way they can cover this up because the information is out there, And you can't really say NVIDIA did a bait and switch because they really didn't have any graphics cards in the first place because all the scalpers got them. Come on, guys. It's obvious. I mean, there's no sense to even saying nothing about this. I mean, truthfully, there isn't. These companies control the prices. AMD and NVIDIA, Intel, they control the prices. They control the prices of the world when it comes to hardware. It's how they put it out to the AIB partners, the third-party partners, and how they put it out to the retailers. It goes in the chain. So basically, AMD overshot the price by $100. So they took $100. They did this with what? The 7600 or the 7600 XT. The 16 gig version, the 7600 XT. They did the same damn thing. Overshot it by $50. Actually, it overshot it by $100. So they did the bait and switch. They turned around and gave $100 discounts to the retailers for the 7600 XT, and they lowered the price $100 off of that. So the new pricing came out, the same day? And everybody saw it? Guys, I hope y'all, whoever bought that graphics card, I hope you got it at MSRP. I really do. Because if you didn't and you bought it from a third-party site and you paid an arm and a leg for it, I feel for your pain. I would never do that. Never. So. Yes, AMD said that between the stocks, the demand will boost the price, but with new shipment, they are denying a boost in MSRP. Oh yeah, well, how these big outlets that put out this information, They get this right from the sources. They investigate right to the sources. And this is the outcome. And they're both saying this, I got two main sites saying the same thing. You can't butter it up any more than it is. Okay. You can't butter it up any more than it is. And they're trying to. They're trying to smooth it over to make it look like they had no idea this was going on. You can't. You control the prices. You know what's going on in the world. You're watching what's going on in the world. You can't say to the public, I had no idea. That makes you look like a third-rate company. And if they're wanting to make money, then this is not the way to do it. So, well, true. Only way we can know is when they ship more of them out. Yeah. Well, you know what? If they do and they keep the prices down, that would be great. Because now they're undercutting the scalpers. And then the scalpers got no other choice but to reduce the prices down to MSRP. Or they're not going to sell they're not going to sell what they bought. And I hope they do. I hope they flood the market enough. It takes and wipes out the scalpers, and they got no other choice but to lose money on this deal. Basically, what they paid for them, they're going to get that back, and that's all they're getting back, nothing more. I hope AMD does. I hope NVIDIA comes out and pulls their head out of their butt and turns around and gets their graphics cards all straight. And then after that, flood the market. Take a little bit of a hit, take a little bit of a loss, and just flood the hell out of the market. I mean, serious, flood the hell out of it. Let the floodgates open. And then those scalpers will go away. They'll be gone. Because they can't afford to sell those graphics cards at MSRP. We all know that. And that's what I'm waiting to see, truthfully. So, seeing the ARC B580 die size and comparing this to the AMD's RX 9070 series, it's hard to imagine that AMD doesn't make a big margin already. If they don't, Future Silicon must advance. Future Silicon must solve this problem. Yeah, well, they're still trying to fight to get down to 3 nanometers. So they can put more transistors on a die to make it more powerful. It's a recipe for disaster right now. They need to come up with a better type of silicon, and that's the problem. They have no idea what. So, yeah, that's how you defeat them. Now, by beating them in line, but by having a massive stock. Well, hybrid, listen, having a massive stock for the community is what they need. They need to keep the floodgates open. This will keep the scalpers in, like, hibernating like a bear, so you don't see them. So anything they sell on eBay, it's fair to the consumers. It's fair to the consumer. So let's say Amazon's selling a product and they let the floodgates out and millions of people got it. Now what happens is that the scalpers were trying to sell it for 4 times this amount. Guess what? It brings it right there in line. Because they can't sell it for any more than what it's worth. Right now, they can sell it for 4 times that amount is because they're taking and buying everything they can off of the market from these retailers that don't put no security traps for these bots in their website. So a scalper is just like a hacker. They're hacking the website that's supposed to be used for millions of consumers. And I'm surprised the FTC didn't step in already. They're supposed to have a control of this, and they haven't. From the last generation to now. Well, actually, the last 2 generations till now. All the way from before COVID, all the way up to now. I'm surprised the FTC hasn't stepped in. Federal Trade Commission. Things do surprise me, but this seems like it's old news, just rehashed. So, enjoy owning 1090-70 XT scalpers. Yeah, enjoy owning them because once AMD comes out with a flood market and NVIDIA comes out with their flood market, you can say, scalpers, have a nice day. See you guys later. Fuck off. Get it? So they don't pay my bills. I don't have no heart for scalpers that screw the gamers. My heart is for the gamers. You gotta understand that. So that's why I'm here. That's what my channel is about, for the gamers, for the gaming community, the PC world. It's not for the scalpers. Trust me. So I agree there needs to be more market control on online selling. Yeah, there needs to be. There definitely needs to be. Somebody needs to tell Elon. Yeah, somebody needs to tell Elon Musk, get out there and tell the FTC to go do their job. Instead of having hundreds and thousands of people working at the FTC that just twiddles their thumbs, go do their job. Go stop this malpractice on the consumers. This is a malpractice on consumers. This is actually screwing the public. So this is my official complaint to the FTC. If they watch my video, so be it. This is my official complaint. You guys need to get on eBay and take all those scalpers and put them in jail. Especially when they're selling 11,000 graphics cards, almost 12,000 graphics cards, making $10 million and not paying taxes on it. It's common sense, guys. It's a flood market for free money. They'll turn around, they'll buy one batch, and then they'll go back and they'll do it again. And then again, they'll make more, they'll make $100 million within how long? 2 months? If this cycle keeps going, they can make a couple $100 million, and who's going to control that? Especially when they're putting the money over in the Switzerland and nobody can see it. No control. I don't know how committed NVIDIA is. Well, they need to get more committed because the gamers are really becoming pissed. The ones that got the gaming card for MSRP, they're cheering at NVIDIA all they want. Or they're cheering AMD all they want. Or however, if they got the MSRP cards. But the ones that they're making upset is about 68%. Out of the 99%, the 1%'s cheering them on because they got their hands on it. So you got a small percentage that got their hands on these graphics cards. The rest of them, they're in the scalper's hands. So that's truth and reality. You can't make this up. No matter which way you try to cut it, you can't make it up. It's the truth. It's out there. It's all over the internet. You can't make it up. So I don't know. I don't know about jail, but some kind of sales MSRP cap. Yeah, I agree. Maybe but that's still gonna still engage the scalpers. Even if you put an MSRP cap, it's still gonna engage the scalpers. They're gonna buy it, and they're gonna buy it all up to make the priority of the market go high. Instead of going down, it's gonna go high, and then they're gonna take the product that you can't buy from Amazon, Newegg, and the rest of them, and sell it on eBay for 4 times the amount, maybe 5 times the amount. And it's something that you really want so bad. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to buy it no matter what. It sucks. It really does. It sucks bad. So I'm reading what you guys are going back and forth with each other. So I'm just watching what you guys are doing. So, but yeah, this is new norm there, machine. This is the new norm. We can't get away from it. We can try to get away from it, but there needs to be some kind of security that's going to make it better for the gamers. I think. Optimize games. They tried that and it didn't work. It wiped out all the current generation when it comes to optimization. They tried that with one game and it totally brought the 4090 to its knees. So, Machine, you're right. We are all beta testers right now. We buy the product, we're testing it, we complain about it over on the internet. So that's how they do their modifications. That's the reason why they don't need beta testing, because they make every gamer in the world the beta tester. Simple. Yeah, it's 100% factual. I won't buy it no matter what. I won't pay. That's the gamer's code. I'm not paying either. Oh my God. You guys are in the no paying zone. All right. Hello, John Paul. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome back to the channel on the live stream. I had to get that in there. You can tell NVIDIA made cards with lower VRAM to keep the AI bros away, and it doesn't work. You guys haven't figured out the low VRAM part yet? I'm going to explain it to you. The reason why they do the low VRAM is because the rest of the VRAM goes for AI, the big AI centers. Most of that goes over there. We only get a percentage. So they have to cut it back. We only get a drip. We only get a little dribble. And what surprised me is that NVIDIA put out 4 cards compared to AMD putting out 2. Really? At least I can give this to NVIDIA. They give you a multiple choice. With AMD, they didn't give you much choice. All they did was they threw more power at their graphics card to make it work better. Really? And they changed up the software a little bit, so that way it would run a little bit better for ray tracing. But still, NVIDIA is the dominant one when it comes to ray tracing. So what are you actually getting? 50% of the graphics card because it only does real rasterization. That's it. Whatever. You want a balance of a card that has rasterization and ray tracing and physics. You want all that balance into one. You want the whole ball of wax into one. You just want card giving you 50% rasterization and nothing else on ray tracing. Oh, now they moved it up to 25% on ray tracing. But when it comes to overall ray tracing, the 4070 will take out the 9070 and rasterization and ray tracing, not rasterization, ray tracing. That's because I know how to tweak it. I can make it go up as high as the 9070 XT if I wanted to. But I have no problem with the 40 series neither. I got all my ROPs. I don't have anything burning down. I don't have black screening. Thank God NVIDIA fixed the black screening. They just put the latest driver software update out there. Is it 537.70 or something like that? It was supposed to fix the black screening. Guess what? It fixed the black screening because the last two driver updates I got from them, it was black screening. So I had to hard restart my computer to get it to, come back on. But this recent one didn't happen like that. I was able to go through all the steps with no problems this time. So they fixed the black screening, in my opinion. So I'm reading what you got. I guess you guys were sitting there chatting and you just went blew past me and I didn't even pay attention. My bad, guys. My bad. Um, let's see. Uh, yeah, we already talked about that. Sorry, I'm catching up with you guys. All this makes me feel good about my purchases. Well, you should, Machine. You got the 4070 Super, bro. It has more cores than the 5070. And if you push that card the right way, it'll definitely exceed or close to it on the 5070. I bet you it'll hit up close to the 5070 Ti if it's pushed right. You know this and I know this. So I don't need more than 12 gigabytes for 1440p and 1080p for 99% of the games. Yeah, me too. I don't need no more than 12 gigabytes of VRAM. All the games I play, everything that I do, content creating and everything else, I don't, believe it or not, I'll use up to about 9 gigabytes of VRAM and that's it. So why the hell do I need a card that has more VRAM when I'm only using up to 9 gigabytes? Oh, because you guys say futuristic kind of terms. Futuristic. And like they're already trying to outlaw the 16 gigabytes of VRAM and try to say, well, you need 20 gigabytes of VRAM now. Don't you guys know it's a marketing scare? You can still run with 8 gigabytes of VRAM if you wanted to. Maybe not on the high-end AAA games, but with most of your games, your older games, you can. Don't get stuck in the hype. Do your research. And I say that very carefully. Do your research before you buy. I do. And if I buy something good, then I tell you guys. If I buy something bad, I'm going to tell you guys. Regardless, I'm going to tell you if it's good or bad. So I like your streams, just talking and discussing with mature. Is that minority or maturity? They're hybrid. I'm just asking, making a little joke. It's maturity, I know. Learn your place in society. I wish I could, but I don't even know where my place is right now. It is what it is. That's what my place is. Oh, thank you, machine. Appreciate that vote of confidence, man. Uh, yeah, machine, 12 gigabytes of VRAM will be good for the next couple of years. Like I said, I'm approaching the first 2 years on my card, and I still got 3 years to go. Do you think I'm going to switch it out? No. Why would I do that? It's got Physics X. It plays the older games just fine. It does content creating just fine. It does live streaming just fine. Why would I change? Only thing NVIDIA is going to do is give me better software and make my graphics card run better. Why would I change? Right now, you got the hardware. Why change? Why change the hardware? I could see if you go past 5 years to 10 years. I could see when they end of life the software. I can see that. But I can't see if they're still updating the software. There's no real sense of really changing your graphics card, really, truthfully. There's no sense. Just my opinion. The 5070 runs out of VRAM trying to do ray tracing and frame gen at the same time. I can't even do it. Wow. Wow. On my 4070, guess what? They're hybrid. I can do it. I can run the ray tracing at a nice, decent level. I can run frame generation at a nice, decent level. But I run DLSS in performance. I run it in performance. And also, too, your native rasterization, you run it on medium or high. With all that combination, it'll run smooth. I run it. I have to do that on the next live stream, I guess, and set it all up that way and show you guys how it runs in the FPS and everything else. Because you should be able to do it on the 5070. If my 4070 does it, your 5070 definitely should be able to do it. So maybe it's just how you got it balanced. I have my CPU, I have it undervolted. I run the graphics card at its performance native level. That means I have an overclocked graphics card. It's the OC mode graphics card right there. It's the OC mode. So the thing is, I flipped it onto the performance side. That's mechanical. Done. I don't even run the overclocking of MSI Afterburner. I really don't. I just leave it set on 0 and I play the games. What am I really overclocking when pushing the limit of the wattage, which it's capped at 200 watts? How could I push the limit? You can't. What am I going to push? The frequency? Make the frequency go up above 2850? Why? Is it going to make my graphics card run any better, more efficient? No. Just because you push your graphics card on frequency up higher does not mean it's going to run better. It just means it gives it a wider spectrum in the bandwidth. Gives you more floating for more smoothness. It just widens the band. That's all it does. Let's see. Let me catch up with you guys. The 57, yeah, we already went through that. I don't like the 1080 Ti because it lacks the mesh shader. Well, yeah, you gotta get a 20 series. And it's inefficient, at least to today's GPUs. Yeah, because guess what? The 10 series, the 16 series don't get software updates. The only thing they get is critical driver updates, vulnerability updates. That's pretty much all NVIDIA does with them. So, hello there, 8 Ball. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Same thing happened to me with the NVIDIA updates. I had the 4070 Ti Super. Yeah, but now the update they just did recently, it seems to smooth everything out a little bit. So it's not that bad. I'm running on that new update, live streaming with you guys. So I'm not having a problem with that. So if you got the, see now, going all the way to the 4060, all the way up to the 4090, it's the same software. So if I get the update, you get the same update. So there's nothing different. Everybody says, "Oh, there's something different." No, there's nothing. No, that's 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 not how it balances in the real world. The company makes one driver update for the 40 series. The company makes one update for the driver for the 50 series, the whole series. So that's how they save money in their R&D. So my 4070 Super runs RT path tracing with frame gen and DLSS quality, and I'm only using 10.5 gigabytes of VRAM. That's not too bad in their machine. And even on Cyberpunk, that's not too bad. I'm only doing 9.5, by the way. Let's see. What do I use to adjust my VRAM? Display settings myself on the game. There's nothing else to adjust. I don't adjust anything else when it comes to VRAM. The game does all the adjustments. It optimizes to what it wants to be. To your settings, it optimizes it. So, but also too, I got 1080p monitor, but I use dynamic screen resolution that I can bring from 1080p on, let's say Cyberpunk, 1080p to 1440p, and I can go all the way up to 4K. But guess what I don't get? The latency of 4K. I might be able to get the picture to come up just right with it, but I don't get the latency to go with it. That's why I like DSR, dynamic screen resolution. I know you guys are going to say, well, then that stuff's all crap and it doesn't look right. It's how you set it up to make it look right. You can make it look right, and you can make it like it feels like it's running at a higher resolution. It's how you set it up. So I'm just letting y'all know that. I mean, when I play Cyberpunk, I play it in 4K. It might not be like it's 4K, but it sure feels like it is. To me, it does. So, all right, machine, I'll look on Discord in a minute. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We'll have to look. Yeah, $520. Well, they had that for $560. Let's see, about 2.5 hours ago. That's still $100 too high, bro. I mean, that to me, that's still $100 too high. To me, that's what I feel. It's $100 too high. Um, I'm just reading along with you guys for a minute. I'm just taking, with my throat now, I'm just taking a little bit of breather and letting you guys talk and do your thing here in the chat. I'm just watching. I'm enjoying it too. So, yeah, it feels like they tested hardware with dysfunctional people. I had to add that in there, MTBK. Instead of games, I put people. I don't try to pull a ship with a moped, but they do. They tried to pull a tractor with the train, they tried to pull a train with the tractor, basically. You are super sampling up to resolution, but the 1080p native is still 1080p. Yeah, it is, ain't it? But it still shrinks the pixels. It shrinks the pixels down. Yeah. It makes the pixels smaller, more dense. But yeah, it's still at 1080p, but it's still like 1080p plus, basically. That's what I feel like. Comes with Monster Hunter. Well, I we did the Monster Hunter thing. I don't know. Jay, you can share your popcorn. Oh, you guys forgot about that. Yeah, here, I'll share my popcorn with you guys. Look, I'll share my popcorn with you. Fuck that popcorn. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. Uh, Nailed it. Also, I thought Monster Hunter is for free. Yeah, the benchmark there, MTBK, that's for free, but that's it. You got to pay for the rest. Um, what is the stock looking like for the 9950X 3D? A paper launch like NVIDIA. Hello, Sherman. Good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Yes, you're right. It is looking like a paper launch. It's going to be interesting now. How many people are going to run for the 7950X 3D and lose what do you call it? Poor parking, and have many cores parked, and have the same 9950X 3D do the same thing with the same setup as the 7950X 3D. Yeah. You're really going to be running out for a 9950X 3D, especially when they put the cache underneath the second CCD. Yeah. I'm sure you're going to be running out for a $700 CPU. Yeah. I'm being facetious right now about it. I already seen the price. It's going to be rolling around $700. So if you're only going to give me that 8 cores and 16 thread to work with 32 megs of cache, minimal, what the hell am I going to buy that for? I might as well just buy me an 8 core 16 thread processor. Common sense. So, all right, MTBK, I will keep my eye out on laptops. I'm thinking about doing that too. You guys are sitting here talking about the 50 series laptops. And believe it or not, they they got a hold on the 50 series laptops because they're checking the ROPs. They want to make sure that when you plug it into the wall that it's not going to catch fire, you know. And stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. So 9800X3D is enough if you game. Yeah, it is their hybrid. It's enough for you. I agree. But do you agree with the fact that you got to make sure you got to update the BIOS in your motherboard too? And make sure that it doesn't go up in smoke? Sure. That's the reason why that's the reason why I don't roll with the X3D chip. I'd rather have an X processor over an X3D chip. Let's say if I want to roll with the 9950X, that gets 3/4 of the amount of cache that the 9800X3D gets. And I can do creative work, I can game with it, and I can do everything else. It's multifunctional. If you want a computer that just games, then go with an X3D. But if you want multifunction, go with an X processor. I don't even the X3D processor, I wouldn't say it's multifunctional. Because when they did the benchmarks, it didn't meet the standards of the X processor when it comes to content creating. Just the way I read it, just the way I seen it. So. It's $699 for the 9950X3D, I think. Yeah, that's what they said, $700. Next CPU I get is 12 core. Yeah, but you know what I found out about the 12 core processors? You're going to love this. It's 2 CCDs. It's 2 6-core 12-thread processors on two small chiplets, 6-core 12 threads on each, 2 CCDs. That kind of shot my idea for the 12 core because it's not monolithic unless you go with Intel, then it's a different story. So NVIDIA components catching fire. Since when? Well, the 4090, the 4080, the 5090, the 5080. Yeah. Pretty much it's all over the internet. And when Bauer put up there on the 5090, 2 of the wires were close to melting, pulling like 25 amps of wire just for the power plug. Yeah. That's almost going up to the 80, almost 90 C. Once it reaches over 115 C, you might as well just forget it. So, yeah. Hybrid says, I have an MSI motherboard. Cool motherboard. My 9800X3D is good. ASRock has an apology to make. Yeah, I agree. I didn't see nothing about that neither. But there are some motherboards. They're from different manufacturers. They're having the same problem. But it seems like it's more into, if I'm wrong, you guys can quote me on it. It's in the 800 series. It's not in the 600 series. 600 series has been tested. Not unless there's something missing on the 600 series that the 9800 X3D can't keep up with. Who knows? But they have a report of 9 people so far that the 9800 X3D, they had issues. But here's the kicker. 7 of them had to do a motherboard BIOS update, and they're fine. Only 2 of them was user error, which has already been debunked and proven. So actually, you come down to it all, there's actually really no problem with the 9800 X3D. So it's pretty much been out there and debunked. So unless I see any more, and right now I haven't seen anything cooking when it comes to that. So I'm not going to overclock my computer. I don't overclock, Sherman. I don't overclock mine whatsoever. My CPU is undervolted and it runs very, very low in heat and everything else. Under full load, it'll go between 60 and 70 C. That's fine with me. It's not stressing it out. And my graphics card stays in between 60 and 70 C. And my motherboard stays right there, low key, between 48 and 52. So, yeah, I like undervolting a lot better than I do overclocking. Undervolting gives you a little bit better performance because that way you're not reaching the nightmare of death when it comes to when you overclock something and it reaches, max saturate. I'm trying, guys. When it gets saturated so bad that it has to downclock. You guys know what I mean. So, but yeah. Mhm. Those processors are great too, Jay. Yeah, they are. I'm not saying they're not. I've been testing the 9800 X3D through, and it's a beast. Yeah, I'd imagine, man. Look, I'm not knocking it, but the thing is, it's just not for me. Really, it's not. Not when I can pull the same performance out of an X processor than you can with an X3D. I really don't see it. I don't see the usage. I have tested the 5600 X3D compared to the 5700X. And believe it or not, same all the way across the board. Same CPU. No, well, actually, not same CPU, but equal motherboards. 7800X compared to the 4070. I've already did a back-to-back testing, and they ran about the same. To me, what the hell, man? So, I have both processors undervolted and everything else the same way. Balanced the same way. It's balance. If you don't balance your CPU with your GPU, what happens is the power goes up and the performance goes down. So if you don't balance it to where it's 50-50, the latency goes up, your performance goes down. It's a balancing act. I keep the maximum latency I get out of all this. The max I already had, 23 milliseconds, but that's running a heavy, intense game. But running Cyberpunk, I only get like 12 or 13 milliseconds. So you can't beat that. That's something you can't beat. So the interconnect called Infinity Fabric, yeah. 12-volt high power connector is the best, Jay. Machine, You got it on your graphics card, bro. I don't. I have one 8-pin connector on mine. Mine come with an 8-pin connector. The only 4070 that come with an 8-pin connector. Because Jensen says, oh, we're making the rest 12-volt high power. So that's why I like this graphics card. And it really runs very well. So 9800X3D is being overvolted on the NASRock board. Yeah, I've been seeing that too. I do agree with that. They fixed it. I think the issue's gone. Well, no, not necessarily, because they're still having problems with it, even with the update. So they need to do another update from what I'm hearing, so it gets it fully fixed. So it's not fully fixed as of yet. Don't overclock your CPU, guys. An OC on a GPU is okay. Well, see, the thing is, when you see the OC model on the GPU, it has a switch. It has a switch that goes to a P or it goes to a Q. You go to quiet mode, it keeps it at native stock, but keeps the fans low. But if you switch it to the P, pushes it into a different realm, pushes it into a performance mode, gives you the opening to overclock. It's just like with Gamer's Nexus when he added a resistor for the power to trick the power, so that way he can get more voltage into, out of the graphics card. It's the same thing they did with that little switch. They did it for the fan and they did it for the power, tricking the power section of your GPU. That's all it basically does, to give you a little bit more voltage. So it's not like I need to run it past 1.1 volt anyway. I mean, if I were to get 1.2 volts on that GPU die, I would probably kill the die. So max saturation. I don't even think I had max saturation on mine there, MTBK. My computer, so far, when I first built it to now, I don't think I have ever max saturated it. Not unless I want to be a dum-dum and go over there to Cinebench. That sounds like Cinnabon. I think that's the only reason everybody goes over there, because they think it's a Cinnabon. You know what a Cinnabon is, hopefully. They probably think you're going to get a free Cinnabon. Who knows? There are 9070 XT cards that can hit 3400 megahertz OC on an undervolt. Impressive. Yeah, but what do you get for 3400 megahertz? Absolutely nothing. You get nothing. Except for it says 3400 megahertz. If you look at the FPS with it not being overclocked to the point that it's overclocked, it's only giving you what, 17, 18 FPS? That's it? Okay. Enjoy burning up the GPU die and trying to kill it with them overclock. I learned my lesson after that. I don't do that. So just to be honest with you. That is the smile of a man with an 8-pin connector. Yeah. Hey, I'm happy with it. I don't need no special power supply or anything else. I'm happy with it. I can hit 3 gigahertz with this GPU. You think I'm happy with it? Sometimes those are just fan curves. Nope, I've already tested mine. It's much more than a fan curve. As I click it down, and everybody's already asked me, how come my frequency sits at idle at 2520? People ask me, or 2820, my bad. So if you don't believe me, let's see. Yeah. Forty, 45, 46C, 2820. Ain't that something? Zero, zero boost, zero mem boost, zero core voltage boost. That's it. So that's just the way it is. That's idle. That's idle. I can't complain about that. Jay, what's better, performance, mod, or quality? Performance mode, I think, is better. See, because you get that zero thing for the fan where you get that zero fan curve thing to where if you put it on the quality mode, the Q mode, what happens is that your fans will shut off on your GPU. And this is the thing. Running your GPU with no fan running and running it at a certain degree of temperature burns your silicon out of your GPU die. You will kill your GPU die faster by doing that. I run my fan curve at 80% from the time this computer starts till the time I turn it off. I run it at 80%. My GPU stays at a continuous. If you want continuous temperature to stay at a continuous temperature, then set your fan curve and mark it for 80%. I only got 2 fans on my GPU, guys. I don't have 3. So you could probably get away with running yours at about 65, 70%, but I run mine at 80 all day long and all night long. So, but my temperature stays crisp and cool. When I go to play a game, I don't want that temperature to boost high as soon as you get to start the game, because what happens is it downclocks it. It downclocks your GPU. And then it's stuck there through the whole game. And people don't realize that downclock, once the computer locks it in, it stays there until you reset the game. And people are sitting there playing game. Oh yeah, mine's doing great. Yeah. Especially when it boosted high and hit that overclock mode and then downclocked it. Yeah. You're only using 75% of your GPU? Had that happen before. But I don't allow that to happen now. Let's see. Sometimes those fingers, maybe 25 to 50 megahertz OC in P mode, they're on a lot of cards. I keep mine in P mode. I showed you guys the frequency that I'm running at with no overclock. So I use a Plan Z because it's genius. NVIDIA professional cards, including a successor to the RTX 4000 SFF. I know that card. Yeah, I know that card. 70 watts is expected to be announced on March the 17th to 21st at GTC. Yeah. Well, actually, no. You said the 7,000 or the 4,000. There is a 4,000, isn't there? Or you mean the 7,000? Or you're talking about the Quattro 4,000? Or or is this just RTX? You have to let me know what you think on that. Because I know the Quattro does what? 1,000 does a what? A 1,000, a 2,000, a 4,000, and 6,000. Interesting. Oh, you're welcome, DV. You're welcome anytime, man. I'm trying to catch up with you. You don't need to leave it at 80% at ILJ. I know, man. I know. But I do anyway because it's not so much that it keeps my GPU cool. It's so much that with the amount of air that's flowed into the case, it circulates the air a little bit better as well. So keeps a constant with it down, being down at the bottom because hot air rises with having that graphics card that stretches along the whole bottom side of that case. You still got, I still got my power supply that's underneath that heats up. I got that there. I know it's got a fan and all, but still it heats up. So that's throwing heat up as hot air rises, throws heat up into the GPU. So yeah, that's the reason why I run at 80%. And also too, with the cool air that's coming into the front of the case, it blows that air and it's like a convection oven. So you have to keep that air moving up and out. And if you slow down the fans on your GPU, it's not up and out. It's keeping it convecting right there underneath that GPU where the fans are, because it's taking circulating air around and turning it into a convection oven, which it's making it hotter for that GPU. And when you go to play your games, it's going to spike like crazy when you go to play your games because the temperature is just going to go up through the roof. So I have a different philosophy of it, I think, you know. The 4080 FE starts fan spinning around 180 watts of power consumption. Well, mine go up to 80% as soon as I hit the power button on my PC case. And it stays like that until I turn it off. It's called RTX 4000. It's an AD 104 chip, 160-bit, 20 gigabytes of DRAM. Well, you should look at the A6000 Quattro that has 48 gigabytes of VRAM that you might be able to, if you think about it, you might be able to find a program that can convert it into somewhat high-end gaming. I think they got something on GitHub that you can take and convert those to where you can play them as a high-end gaming GPU. I think I heard something about it. So, but I'm sure you're not going to pay $5,000 for that one neither. Yeah, I'm sure you're not going to pay $5,000 for that one either. Having 48 gigabytes of VRAM, yeah, sure you're not going to buy that. So, Oh, I got you. Well, it's a simple deduction. I'm sure everybody's going to say this, MTBK. They're going to say to you, bro, 8-pin is the way to go. Because on 8-pin, you can pull up to the maximum of 250 watts and it doesn't melt. 12-volt high power, if you pull over 375 watts, and this is now an electrical engineer from Gigabyte said this, with this 12-volt high power, if you pull it up over 375 watts, you are risking a fire. And this was an engineer from Gigabyte that said this. Guys, I can't make it up. It's all over the internet. I can't make it up. This is stuff that I read. It's insane. So that's just my 2 bits on that, though. Truthfully. I don't know, guys. Does the question's going to be, and I'm sure you guys are going to answer this. Does the 9070 XT fit the bill for this generation? Does it, in your mind, does it make a world of difference than the other graphics card that you had for last generation when it comes to gaming and everything else? Does it fit the bill? Or is your last generation card still keeping up with the 9070 XT and the 9070? If you got them, you did a comparison. Are they keeping up? Let me know. Let me know what you think. If you got one and you tested it, let me know what you think about it. Is it going to be the new normal of the 7900 XTX like everybody's talking about? Is it the new normal of the 7900 XTX? Will the 9070 XT replace the 7900 XTX? Mine is God. Wow. No, this generation is very much feeling like a rebranding of previous generation for both AMD and NVIDIA. Hybrid, I tend to agree with you. Because NVIDIA is giving the 40 series, the 50 series software minus the multi-frame generation, but you get everything else. Yeah, I'm starting to agree with that. Machine says FSR 4 is better than the 7000 series, I think. Yeah, but this is the deal. Listen, this is the deal. Do you feel like you're just paying for the software? This has been brought, I think it was in Reddit. Some people were talking about it. You're not paying for the hardware. That's what they're saying. You're just paying for the software. Do you guys feel like that? Does it really feel like that? Truthfully. Do you feel like you're just paying for the software? Because at this point on the 40 series, I feel like I've already paid for the software. But when you bought the hardware, does it feel like you paid for the software other than the hardware? It's obvious. It's like this big, and the board's like this big. It has no meat on it. Not like the 40 series. The 4070 is bigger than the whole setup, the whole PCB of the 5090. The 4070 is bigger than the 5090 when it comes to the PCB. And you shove and compact all that into one little area. Do you actually expect it to work? There are already reports with the Founders Edition overheating the CPUs. There's just a lot of issues. A lot of issues with this rebrand. And I do agree with the rebranding. We let Vex to swap the 7900 XTX with the 9070 XT. Daniel Owens concludes they trade blows. Yeah, but it all depends on the kind of platform you have. If you're running a 9800 X3D, you're running an X870 motherboard with 8,000 megahertz, 64 gigs of CL32, RAM, system RAM. You're running the fastest SSD you can find on the market, which runs at about what? 12,000 reads. I think 12 or 13,000 reads. What else? Yeah. If you're plugging in, a 9070 XT to that, hopefully you got a 1,000-watt power supply or a 1,200-watt power supply, because I wouldn't run it with anything less. So you're taking a big risk when you're running something like that. Unless you better make sure you have enough airflow going through that case. You're at least pushing 58 decibels of air through that case to make it worth something. Because if not, you ain't getting nowhere. You're just overheating your whole platform. Sounds like NVIDIA just paying for the software. Yep. Just like AMD, you're just paying for the software, because if you look at and you can go on and look yourself, if you look at the schematics on Tech Power Up of the 7800 X3D and you weigh it up against the 9070, and the memory alone should tell you there is a problem with that new graphics card. The memory alone. Because you look at the bus speed, 20 gigabits per second, and the 4070's got 21 gigabits per second. And you look at the overall memory speed at what, 600 and something, compared to the 4070 Super has 600 and something. But it's somehow they magically made the 4070 Ti faster than a 7900 XTX. Yeah, you know what they did? They hyped up the power. That's it. They pushed more power to the processor. That's all they did. Just to make it run faster, and it's going to burn out quicker. So y'all go right ahead and buy those 9070 XTs all you want. Yep. When you go to overclock it and you push it for a long period of time, yeah, you just go ahead and buy those all you want. Yours is going to burn out faster than mine. Yep. I'm just being honest with you guys. You want honesty? There's honesty right there. I already did the math and went through and listened to all the other reviews and everything and put it all together. It's nothing but a 7800 XT hyped up on steroids, and they added more power to it. That's it. Go compare the stats. You can't tell me that having those two graphics cards, that the 9070 XT is going to be faster than the 7800 XT. You can't tell me that a slower memory is going to make that run faster than the 7900 XTX. You can't tell me that. It's impossible. unless you shove more power to it. And that's exactly what they did. So yeah, I agreed with you. If I shove more power to my 4070, it's going to run like a 4070 Ti. Why is that? Everybody says. No, it's not, because it doesn't have the bus speed and everything else. Well, if I shove more power to the 4070 and land as hard as the 4070 Ti, God forbid, they're the same chips. The 4070, 4070 Super, 4070 Ti are all on the same chip. Just one's cut down different from another. Remember, the 4070 was created before the 4070 Ti. So what does that tell you? Remember, the 4070 was created before the 4070 Super. What does that tell you? Tells you the flagship 4070 is not cut down compared to the rest. So I know that sounds weird, but I hate to tell you, they cut down, they added to and pieced together and came up with the 4070 Super and the 4070 Ti. But all they did was add a little bit more power to it. Just like AMD, they just add a little bit more power to the GPU die. Make it run harder and run faster. And you got to keep it cool, just keep it cool longer. And yeah, they did that for a short term. They didn't do that for the long term. Basically, if you land your GPU 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you did it for 2 whole years, you might as well go buy another GPU, because it's going to be degraded so bad, it's not going to last. Your GPU is functional for a 4 to 6 hour usage per day. And then after that, it's turned off. No power is running into it until the next day. So you're only getting 4 to 6 hours usage per day if you use it normally. But if you're running it hardcore 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you did that for 2 years, yeah. I blew up a GPU, a 1 gigabyte GPU, and it was AMD during that, playing the game and being on the game 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 years. That's the only GPU I've ever burned up. I didn't burn it up, the kid burned it up. But anyway, it's sitting on my shelf somewhere out in next week. I'll show you on the live stream. I'll show you. I got it all disassembled. So despite being worse price to performance, I like the normal RX 9070 better. I just don't plan to buy one. Yeah, not a lot of, some people are not neither. So, I mean, the 5070 Ti is pretty much a 4070 Ti Super, but you get the new multi-frame generation. Like, it really matters anyway, because it's 4X. They call it 4X, but it's actually 3X, because you're getting 3 extra frames. If you look at it, it's not 4, because you got your original frame and you get 3 extra frames. If it was 4 extra frames, then they would show 5 frames, the original and 4 more. But they're not showing that. They're showing the original and 3 more. So it's only 3X. Now, if you're using DLSS frame generation with the 40 series, it's only 1 frame, 1 extra frame. They say 2, but it's actually 1 extra frame. So you got the original and you got the fake frame. Not fake frame, duplicate frame. So, just to clarify that. I never turn off my system. LOL. 8 years now, no issues. Wow. Then you got the golden sample there, hybrid. You got the golden sample. I don't trust the factor of this. And hear me out. With so much crap going on the internet right now, with so much crap going on in the real world right now, I don't like leaving my PC on to leave it wide open for somebody to walk in and say, I own you. Not happening. And now with the new technology, they can pretty much do it without you even touching anything, without you even knowing it. As if the scalper bots can get on Amazon and Newegg and put their little bots running all over that, they could sure do it to your browser without you even knowing it. And just hammer along, take control of your PC, take all your nudie pictures and spread it all over the internet. I had to throw that in there, by the way. But it is true. They could, if they wanted to. They can put a little tracker bot on your web page and figure out what your IP address for the web page is and put a little tracker bot there. And when you open it up, they can track everything you do and monitor your passwords and everything else. As soon as you implement a password, they can track it out too. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but it's happened. So, but we can still trust Micro Center. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Thinking about it, I ain't got no beef with Micro Center. They got to do what they got to do to make money. Truthfully. They got to do what they got to do to make money. So I'm not really slamming these companies, but except for the ones that are acting like bad actors, like eBay, it's just like, it's like an influencer. It's influencing you to do bad. If they were to take and put restrictions on what you sell, I'm sure these scalpers would go away really quick. They would. Instead of it being a free-for-all, going to eBay and just selling whatever you want for whatever price, that eBay would have a price check system and make sure that the prices were fair to the community and actually put a price cap on some of their items. That would be nice. If everybody knew that eBay had a price cap, that they check all your items, they do a price cap, guarantees scalpers would go away. Am I wrong about this? You tell me in the comments section right here, guys. Tell me in the chat. Am I wrong about it? If eBay puts a cap on the prices of what people sell for MSRP, and they have a cap on a certain percentage. Tell me if I'm wrong about this. Tell me people would stop selling there. So, especially when they try to sell a 5090 for $100,000. Give me a break. That's totally ridiculous. I still got that, and I'm gonna have to look for that. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna show you guys And I can't make this up. This is real deal. This happens, you know. So let's see if I can find it though. I can find it. I'll show you guys what I found. But um, I can't remember where I put it. I know you guys seen it before. Um, I don't know. I guess it's going to take me a while to find it. I want you guys to see something. I want to show you guys something. So, since I got you here, what do you guys think about this? I don't know. I kind of like the way the coolness of the way this looks. I kind of like the coolness the way this looks. So, that's a GPU, guys. This is a GPU. I like this GPU. This is pretty cool too. So, just wanted to show you a couple things. This looks fast. To me, this kind of reminds me of my one right here. The Dual kind of looks like it too. Makes it look fast. So, I like this one. You see the power connectors they got in the front? They got one hot, one ground right here. 8-gauge wire. One hot, one ground, and you got 3 monitors you can connect there. And it's an RTX 5000. This is a GPU. So, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. That's the reason why I brought it up. You know, I mean, I kind of like it. Oh, that's bad. Or we could do this. Now that's a 4090. Don't you guys think this would be a 4090? Be pretty good for that? I like that one right there. RTX 4090 NVIDIA. I like that one. So, you guys can let me know what you think. I'm just looking. Oh my God. I'm just looking. I just figured I'd share those couple pics with you, see what you guys think. You guys can let me know what you think and go from there. But This 4090 has a solid power delivery. Yeah, it does, believe it or not. I want the power delivery to be done with a positive 8-gauge wire and a negative 8-gauge wire. And it's got one little wire that's for power sensing, and that's it. 3 wires. And those 3 wires will pull over 1,200 watts. Running 8-gauge, 1,200 watts. And not have a lick of problem with your cables ever burning up ever again. So that's solid. My brother wants a 4090. Well, if they look like that, yeah, I'd be impressed with it for sure. Oh yeah. But if you get a 4090 and you can keep it cool and you don't have any power issues, and you basically, I would get a hold of a company and have them build me a power connector to my specifications and make it special. So if I ever got a 4090, when I plug it in, it's never going to catch fire. Never. Because they would be using braided 12-gauge wire on each line. And you got 6 lines using 12-gauge wire, which would be more than enough to handle the amount of power you pull. You can rate the 25 amps, 25 actual minimal amps for each 12-gauge wire braided. Perfect. Oh, he doesn't need a 4090. And look at this. MTBK says, I want an AI girlfriend like machines. Really, bro? Oh my God. Well, that's between you two then. Maybe he'll share. Who knows? You have to ask him. I figured I'd get that out there. Okay, guys. It's about that time once again. And I'm going to say I do thank everybody that was hanging out with us today. This has been great. I know I talk a little bit slower, but I can't help that, guys. You have to understand it. This is just me. It's the way I'm talking. I can't help that right now. Because of medical issues and everything else, I can't talk any faster. If I talk any faster, go blah, 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 and you want to get through a load of information in 10 minutes, then why have a 2-hour live stream? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spread it out, and I'm going to take my time, and we're going to interact with each other. We're going to have a good time. We're going to sit with a beer and have a smile and do our normal thing. I'll sit with a root beer. You guys can sit with the real one. But anyway. But before you go, like I said, I thank you guys very much for being here. You guys are the greatest. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you ain't subscribed. And don't forget to put a positive like on this. You can put likes on this live stream. It would help us out, help us get out there, and, help fight the YouTube algorithm. Because I found out after 72 hours, my videos go, boop, gone. They don't even show my videos. And I even got one place that I got a different device that I'm subscribed to my actual channel. And after 72 hours, it's poof, gone. Doesn't show up. None of my videos show up on my other device. So YouTube is kind of screwing me on this deal. So what they do is they get the masturbators. I mean, the trolls. Sorry, I had to get that out there because It just itches at me. And they get out there and they put negative feedback on my videos. And that's why YouTube's not showing them, because the negative feedback from the trolls. So, but anyway, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like. And don't forget to tell your friends about this channel so we can have more fun. We can have more people here. We can grow. Help us grow. We'd like to get more people here, have more fun, and, we like to grow much larger. But until the next time and the next video, you know what this is? And we'll see you on the next one. And leave the troll baiters away. Leave them alone. The troll baiters. Leave them alone.